see if you want some chocolate. Hey, big fella. Hey, fella. Hey, fella, come here. Oh, he's getting pissed now.
Hello? I can see you. Come out. Turn around. Hello?
El Hambre de Don Ramon. This is a creepypasta about how far Don Ramon had to go to be able to feed his daughter. It goes like this. One night Don Ramon was trying to sleep but wasn't able to because he was hungry. He was also able to hear La Chilindrina grunting and crying. Due to her also being hungry, Don Ramon had enough and said to himself that he would find a job first thing first tomorrow to be able to feed his daughter. As morning came, he went to find a job. He applied everywhere. He came across a butchery shop and applied. They hired him immediately, due to short staff, and he was put to work. At the end of his shift, as he was about to wrap up and go home, he realized he wasn't going to get paid, nor be able to afford food. That's when he thought of stealing some of the meat that he butchered. He said to himself, no one's gonna notice. He went home and began cooking the meat. La Chilindrina was confused about the meat, but most importantly, she felt happy and began to imagine how it will taste. As Don Ramon was cooking the meat, he told her that she won't have to worry about food, that they will eat meat every day, and she will never starve at nights anymore. Don Ramon went happily to sleep and excited about his job tomorrow. As he arrived to work the next day, he noticed his boss waiting angrily at the door. His boss began screaming at Don Ramon, saying that he stole from him and that he was fired. Don Ramon tried apologizing and begging for a second chance, but his boss threatened to call the cops if he didn't leave. Don Ramon couldn't come home empty-handed, and especially after the promise he made to his daughter. He wandered on the streets and went home. As he was sitting on his kitchen table with no food, he heard knocking on his door. He knew who it was. Only one person knocks like that. It was El Señor Barriga. He was here for the rent. Don Ramon felt trapped. Everything was going bad for him. The knock kept getting louder and harder. That's when he opened the door with a knife. El Señor Barriga didn't have time to react. He was stabbed in his throat. Don Ramon took him to the kitchen as he slowly died. Don Ramon wasn't thinking. All he was thinking was about La Chilindrina starving. Don Ramon began butchering him. He began organizing the meats in bags and began cleaning before his daughter came home from school. He locked the kitchen door and began to cook. La Chilindrina came home and saw 2 delicious plates in the table. She rushed to her seat and began eating.
The scariest horror movies to watch on Netflix, but make sure you do it at your own risk. Now before we get into that, if you love all things horror, all things spooky just as much as I do, be sure to hit that follow button. Blood Red Sky follows a woman and her son who are on a transatlantic flight when a group of terrorists hijack it. So in order to protect her son, she must unleash a monstrous secret. And the secret is that she just so happens to be a vampire. So if you want you a bloody and gory vampire movie, check this one out. Viral follows two sisters who are separated from their father during an apocalyptic viral outbreak that leads to a quarantine. They're alone, they're in the fight for survival, and things get pretty damn chaotic. What are they up against? Worms. If you love you a good survival horror movie, you're definitely going to enjoy this one. Before I Wake follows foster parents who welcome an 8-year-old boy into their home. He tells them that he's afraid to fall asleep, but they think it's normal. However, their biological son who died, he appears in their living room, and the young boy who they welcomed into their home, he can dream up anything from his nightmares. They try to stop their new son's dangerous ability before it harms them all. This is from none other than Mike Flanagan. It's pretty damn underrated if you ask me. It's worth the watch. No One Gets Out Alive follows a woman from Mexico. She's desperate and she has no documentation. She moves into a rundown Cleveland boarding house. However, this was the worst decision she could make. That's because she hears unsettling cries and eerie visions start to begin. Now this movie knows how to build up the suspense, the tension. It's dark, it's creepy as hell. And the mystery is really damn good. I think you guys are gonna be surprised with this one. Don't Listen follows a man named Daniel whose son mysteriously dies at their new home. Daniel hears a ghostly plea for help. So he seeks a renowned paranormal expert in order to get answers. Let's just say he should have let these cries go unheard because things get pretty damn terrifying pretty damn quickly. This movie's gonna have you on the edge of your seat as well, so trust me, you definitely want to check this one out.
This is the most haunted place to the old Inunaki Tunnel. According to the stories, if you find this, you will come across a sign that is supposed to warn the visitor with the following words. From here on out, Japanese law no longer applies. Enter at your own risk.
Not all jump scares are cheap, so here are some jump scares in horror movies that almost made me piss myself. First up is the dog scene from When Evil Lurks, and yes, you are anticipating this one, but it still does not take away from the fact that you are shocked that they actually show it. The scene in The Descent when they're using the night vision mode on the camera to see where they're going, and we see the crawler for the first time and he's just standing behind her menacingly, terrifying. The blood test scene from The Thing. This is again another one that you're anticipating, but you're not expecting it to happen in the middle of him talking. Perfectly timed. The scene in Lights Out when the girl is flicking on the lights and off the lights and on the lights, and she sees the creature, but she's thinking okay, that actually can't be something in the hallway. And then she turns off the light again and it moves closer to her. When I literally went to go screen grab this scene and I knew what was happening, I still fucking jumped. Not everybody liked Oddity, but you cannot deny that this scene when she's in the tent and she unzips it and you think he's gonna be right there, but he's not. And she's whew. And then his little face comes down in the corner. The way that I audibly screamed in the theater when this happened. And not a horror movie, but I'd be remiss if I did not mention this one, The Haunting of Hill House, when they're in the car and they're arguing and you are not anticipating any kind of jump scare, and then she jumps out and screams. Oh my God.
This film is horrifically fucked up. And it's not a film you want to watch if you have kids. Because this movie is not afraid to go there. My name's Rookie, I like disturbing movies, and this is Baby Blues. The movie was released back in 2008. I've only just watched it, and it is a lot. As you can see from above my head, this is a film about a woman with a bunch of kids who is suffering an extreme case of postpartum depression. And without ruining or giving anything away, she focuses this anger, this sadness, this depression on her children in the most brutal way you can imagine. Now, often horror films claim to be quite disturbing, but when it comes to children, they don't usually go there. This is an entire movie about that. This entire film is them going there. Would I recommend this movie to somebody who is wanting to watch a horror film based on the craft of filmmaking? No. The acting isn't terrible, but it has a kind of made-for-TV kind of vibe to it. If you want to watch a movie that really goes there and is truly, truly shocking, then this is a movie for you. If you're a person who is sensitive to terrible things happening to young people, this isn't a movie for you.
Stop, you're giving me anxiety.
Oh my god! You're kidding, right? You're kidding! Look!
While checking out the room, a friend of Elsa suddenly feels a burning sensation on his back. Wanting to ensure that he wasn't imagining this burning feel, he lifts up his shirt to show his friends. But to their shock, they see what looks to be scratch marks running across his lower back. Elsa's friend swears that he hadn't scratched his back. Something in this room had done this.
It's 10:30 at night when an elementary school teacher in Washington is working late. The teacher is busy preparing his lesson for the next day when he spots something that gives him the creeps.
All right, I'm just finishing up putting up decorations for the students when they get back. I was on the smart board setting things up. I'm taking a step back, and you guys know me. I stay late often. It's just me here and the janitor, and let me show you. Do you see? I mean, is that not a kid sitting right there?
The teacher is completely alone in the classroom, but in the reflection of a screen, someone appears to be sitting in one of the desks. Someone about the size of a small child. The teacher later tries to capture the strange reflection on camera again, but whatever that was has now disappeared. But this story gets even weirder, because a janitor who works at the school says that he believes the eerie apparition is the ghost of a little girl who tragically passed away in an accident on school property.
I'm the person who does the cleaning here, and I saw the video the teacher has. I know that's the girl who died in an accident.
What is happening?
I wanted to respect their privacy, but they just put a girl in the back of the ambulance. And the dad was running, and the poor mom was crying her head off.
So could this mysterious figure be the spirit of the little girl returning to class from beyond? I leave that to you to decide.
This is probably one of the most unintentionally hilarious videos of haunting I've ever seen. Because the way my man decides to handle this is just... mwah.
My front camera is smashed, but I'm here at my girlfriend's house by myself. She always says it's haunted because it sounds like somebody is walking around upstairs. I've never heard it until now. I always said it's not haunted because the house is a little old. But it legit sounds like there's somebody upstairs. I will swing on a ghost, or if it's a person, I don't care. Who's up there? Oh my god, they're like at the top of the stairs. Come down these stairs and I will swing on you, I promise.
He wanted to prove that skinwalkers don't exist by going inside a forest allegedly full of these creatures, and it didn't end well. He started off by calling them in their native tongue. But nothing happened yet, except that he felt like he was being watched and heard some noises. But that's normal in the middle of the forest. So after seeing some poop, he decided it was time to use the death whistle to summon the creatures, which, as you may already know from my previous video, can be heard even from several hundred meters and can easily attract a skinwalker. After using it, he heard the rustling in the bushes again.
Well, I started to hear some rustling off in the bushes, so I decided to go investigate because, well, that was the only logical thing to do. But, you know, that's honestly maybe a little bit more concerning because I'm not really sure what animal's out here and I'm starting to feel like I'm being watched even more.
It seemed that his bravery had scared off the creatures, but to confirm they don't exist, he decided the next most logical thing to do was performing one last ritual before leaving. And after his video went viral, many people commented saying they saw Skinwalker's eyes staring at him in the background.
Pretty far out in this forest completely alone, and my gut's telling me to turn around, so I'm going to do exactly the opposite of what it says and do one of the most terrifying things I've ever done.
After watching it, let me know if you believe they are real.
Skinwalker, Skinwalker, Skinwalker. I'm bait for ya. Come and get me and prove that you're real. Unless you're a coward.
So my mother was showing me that she opened a banana that she thinks that these are not real bananas. We got it from the supermarket, but when she opens it and she breaks it in half, it gets very tough and doesn't really break. And when it pulls, it's like it's glue. It's very tight and doughy.
A video that was surfacing throughout the internet and shit, and it was about a Jinn who had interrupted a conversation on live TV.
Oh, okay.
So, live show where people call in and basically just ask questions and stuff. But this specific show is a Muslim show.
So it's not related to no spiritual stuff or no like scary stuff.
It's mainly focused on Islam, Muslim beliefs and stuff. And people call in to speak to the sheikh.
Okay.
I don't really know how to pronounce it. And his name is Abu Muhammad. A woman calls. At first, it's a regular like conversation and shit. But then stuff starts getting weird.
Allah's name on the left leg. Also
on the edge right now.
Just keep watching.
I'm sorry, I can't speak now.
بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا. Give her the power to continue her speech, Ya Allah.
The visa, one front of my pillow,
Oh
one
my
to carry
god,
with
bro.
me.
Who created you and why? Huh?
She ended up saying
Baal? B-A-A-L, the fucking demon?
What they're saying that was a jinn, which it's not a demon, it's not an angel or anything like that. It's just another spirit that could choose whether it wants to be evil or whether it wants to do good.
Oh my fucking god, I swear to god, this thing just fucking looked at me. Oh my fuck.
Grandpa, can you hear me? Yeah. Oh my god.
You need an umbrella? Are you okay? That's just lipstick. Your makeup's running.
Dogs are ready for bed. It's just a peaceful night here. Get ready to go to bed myself. What the fuck is that? What? Oh god!
So I get off work and this is what I come home to. Which would be cool. But I'm alone and there's nobody here. So maybe Digi, did you run the bath? Were you gonna take it? What the fuck? Did you?
Tell me I'm on fucking crack. Every time I turn off the light, there's like a shadow there. Watch. You see that? What the fuck? What the fuck? Tell me I'm not on fucking crack, dude. Hell no. What the fuck, dude? I'm out of here.
Ma, I really don't think I'm ever gonna be able to listen to this shit. Listen to that pounding. Jesus. I mean, this is my whole closet right here. My kitchen.
Beneath the waves, ancient warriors sleep in silence. The ocean holds many secrets, and some refuse to be forgotten.
माइकल जैक्सन अभी जिंदा है। कैलिफोर्निया अमेरिका में रहने वाला एक शख्स है जिसका नाम रॉबर्ट है। उसका ये दावा है कि उसने आधी रात को कैलिफोर्निया की सड़कों में माइकल जैक्सन को देखा है। इवन उसने उसका एक वीडियो भी रिकॉर्ड किया है। जब इस बंदे ने ये वीडियो अपने आसपास के लोगों को दिखाना शुरू किया तो उसके बाद ये वीडियो धीरे धीरे पूरे कैलिफोर्निया में तेजी से फैलने लगी। तो चलिए वो वीडियो मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ एंड वीडियो देखने के बाद आपका जो ओपिनियन होगा वो कमेंट बॉक्स में जरूर लिख के जाना और पेज को फॉलो और साथ ही साथ सब्सक्राइब जरूर कर देना। वॉच दिस वीडियो।
¡Lo encontré!
अब आप लोग ही बताओ क्या माइकल जैक्सन अभी भी जिंदा हो सकता है?
I sleep so.
Hey, 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 hey,
Braylon? What's happening with your...
Mama.